Yeah, it was something we seen on tape all week. Hats off to Coach Lashley, Coach Brewer, Coach Coop.
Hey, I appreciate the shout out, Derek. Just trying to do my part to help out the team, bro.
Coach, Coop, Coach, Coop, Coach, Coop, the Coach Coop Show. Coach, Coop, Coach, Coop, Coach, Coop, the Coach Coop Show. The Coach Coop Show. The Coach Coop Show. The Coach Coop Show. The Coach Coop Show.
What's going on, Canes fans? And of course, let's not forget about the few UVA fans that might be here as well. I hope you guys are as excited as I am because this Saturday, October 24th, the 11th ranked Miami Hurricanes will be taking on the unranked Virginia Cavaliers at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on ACC Network at Hard Rock Stadium. Now, a few brief announcements before we dive in. I actually want to take a moment to say thank you to all of you guys. We had a goal of reaching 13,000 subscribers before kickoff of the UAB game, and we crushed it. And now we're only a couple of weeks into the season, and we actually officially surpassed 14,000 subscribers. So thank you guys so much for that. Let's continue to grow this college football family here on YouTube because everybody wins. It's more people to discuss college football with. And also, yes, before you even ask, I will have links for this game. For those of you that don't have ACC Network, they do call me the link man for a reason. All you need to do is pop into the live hangout during the game on Saturday, and the links, as always, as usual, will be down at the very bottom of the description. So let's get into this preview, and well, I must say what a difference just one season can make. Virginia actually represented the Coastal last year and faced Clemson in the ACC championship game, but the 2020 season for the Cavaliers has been rough so far, currently sitting at 1-3 with their only win coming early on in the season, game number 1 against a very terrible Duke team. Now, I will say that Virginia has been plagued with injuries, which of course doesn't help things. Starting quarterback Brennan Armstrong missed last week the Wake Forest game due to a concussion injury that he had the previous week before that. But I do want to let you guys know that for this preview video, I'm assuming that he's going to be playing and that he's going to be back starting for the Cavaliers. So just keep that in mind with this prediction. And speaking of those injuries that I mentioned, a lot of them for Virginia are some key players in their secondary. So Cavaliers fans are hoping that they will return in this Miami game. Now, I must say one thing that the Cavaliers definitely have going for them is discipline. They're averaging just 5 penalties per game, which actually ranks 12th best nationally. That's a pretty disciplined football team. Now, speaking on Miami for a moment, 4-1 so far this season. Big win against Pitt last week. Only loss so far this season coming from the number 1 team in the country. I would say for Canes fans overall, things are going pretty well. Have things been perfect? I mean, absolutely not. The deep ball hasn't been there pretty much all season. Veteran wide receivers have struggled, and overall, we've played some pretty undisciplined football, let's be real. But again, it's kind of hard to really complain when you take a look back at the 2019 season. I mean, overall, this is definitely an improved team that, as the season progresses, could absolutely just get better and better. So let's talk some brief history between these two teams. Miami and Virginia have actually faced off 17 times in total, with Miami leading that series 10-7. They've actually not played as many times as I thought they had. Many of you will remember the most recent matchup last year where Miami got the dub 17-9. That was a really close game, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe that Virginia was ranked at that point in time, and it was just a huge surprise for the Canes to take them down. And now let's transition over to some average stats so far this season for both of these teams. Now keep in mind that I don't do any of the 0.8 or 0.2 stuff. I round up or down respectively. And this is just a quick look at some big stats for both of them. And keep in mind also that both of these teams have played Clemson this season. I know last week a lot of people were saying Coop, but you know, Miami faced Clemson, these other teams didn't. Well, both these teams have faced Clemson at this point in the season. All right, so let's bring up the graphic image here that I've put together and take a quick look at this. So average points per game so far this season, Virginia coming in at 26, Miami at 36. Points allowed against them per game, Virginia 35, Miami 24. Average yards gained so far per game this season, Virginia 423, Miami with a similar 408, and yards allowed against them per game, Virginia 414, Miami 396. But let's keep this train rolling and discuss 3 keys to a victory for both of these teams in this game. And I think we should kick it off with Virginia. So what does Virginia need to do to walk out of Hard Rock Stadium with a dub on Saturday night? Well, first things first, quarterback Brennan Armstrong needs to start and needs to stay healthy throughout this entire game. The left-handed sophomore is clearly UVA's best option for a quarterback in the 2020 season. Now don't get me wrong, he's no Bryce Perkins, and I feel like that, my personal opinion, Virginia fans miss him dearly, but he does pose a threat with his legs, and he actually, I believe, is second on the team with 130 rushing yards so far this season. Number 2, Virginia must, and I mean must, put points on the board in the first quarter of this game. Over the course of 4 games, the Cavaliers have put up a measly 3 points in all of the first quarters combined. I think if Virginia wants to have any chance of winning this game, they're going to have to put Miami in a hole early and maybe even surprise them by putting up, let's say, at least 14 points in the first quarter. And lastly, Virginia's special teams needs to be on point in this game. And I don't do this often, but I've got to refer to my notes in front of me here for this part because it's a list. UVA has spent 4 timeouts on special teams so far this year. They fumbled a kickoff. They've had a punt blocked. They've kicked the ball out of bounds. And I'm not talking about a punt here. The list just goes on and on. Virginia fans are hoping for some improved special teams play ASAP. So what are 3 things that the Miami Hurricanes can do to ensure victory in this game? Number 1, I told you guys that I was going to do it. I'm going to bring them up in every single video until I see a solid game from them. This wide receiver group still needs to step up. Now, I will say that the depth chart was released on Monday for this game, and that wide receiver position is wide open. But the key here is that this coaching staff and Manny Diaz must actually mean it. If some of these younger guys step up and practice this week and take that position, they got to actually start these guys in the game, not just automatically give it to someone based on seniority. Number 2, the Canes need to set themselves up with more opportunities in the red zone. Miami actually leads the ACC in red zone conversions, scoring on 16 of their 17 trips so far this season. With those kind of numbers, points are bound to be put up on the board if we can just get there. And lastly, I think that Miami should continue to rotate in the young guys at the linebacker position. The upperclassmen haven't really impressed me so far this season at that position. I'm talking to you, Zach McLeod. I know, I say that I don't like to call specific players out, but I was really just hoping that McLeod was going to be the leader of this defense with the seniority and at the linebacker position. But I personally feel like that these younger guys are maybe relying a little more on their instincts, possibly, and it's leading to some great plays. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the ESPN matchup predictor for this game. Oh, you mean you're waiting for my score prediction? Well, you can't get it until we cover this pointless stat first. The ESPN matchup predictor has Virginia's win percentage chance coming in at this game at 16.4% and the Miami Hurricanes at 83.6%. So Virginia, a huge underdog in this matchup, understandably so with the 1-3 record so far. It's at Hard Rock Stadium. I know it's limited fans, but it can still get a little rowdy in there. So my score prediction for this game, I actually didn't have to think too much about this one. Week in and week out, I tell you guys, man, I'm back and forth. 1 minute I'm writing down this one, I'm crumpling up that paper, throwing it away, printing off another one, putting something else. But for this one, I've got Virginia putting up 20 points. The Miami Hurricanes putting up 41. I really think that this is the matchup where this offense puts up some serious points. Many fans believe that we were going to come back with a vengeance, right? Some extra fight, and we were going to play mad and upset after that Clemson loss, and we were just going to beat down Pitt. But Pitt has a really good defense. Virginia's defense is kind of slow. And to be honest, if we do end up playing some of these younger wide receivers, or if the current ones can step up, which I really don't think is going to happen, I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's going to take the young guys. I think that we can put up some serious points on Virginia. This is one of those games where I feel very confident about this matchup. Of course, you never underestimate your opponent. I get it. You have to prepare just like you always do. But from a fan's point of view, I'm not worried about this game. I think that we absolutely demolish Virginia. Now, I know some of you guys are going to be like, well, Coop, the 20 points, I mean, Virginia is most likely getting Brennan Armstrong back. And if that is the case, then yes, I will give them 20. I'm going to stand by this prediction. We've actually been right so far this season, pretty close on most of the scores anyways. I'm 4-0 on the predictions, and hopefully we can keep it that way. But you guys already know what to do. Let me know your score predictions down below. And if you don't want to do that, I get it. It's fine. I have people every single week to say, Coop, I don't do that. That's stupid, predicting the scores. It's all in good fun. But if you don't want to do it, it's fine. We can just discuss the game. We can talk about it. If you're a Virginia fan, leave your score prediction, talk some trash, whatever you want to do. I just love talking with my Miami Hurricanes fans, my college football family. Guys, don't forget, we will be going live Friday night, the night before stream, taking your phone calls, discussing this matchup. And then, as always, we will be live during the game, and I will have links so you can stream ACC Network and watch this game for free. So, guys, it's time to get to work, take down the Cavaliers, and let's continue this run and dominate the remaining of the season. Remember, though, guys, we're all one big happy college football family, but at the end of the day, I got to say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out.